Hey hunters, Halo Zoo back here with the lovely all-in-one park in Prehistoric Kingdom. Today we're gonna get to the next 6 exhibits over here, which I believe is pretty darn sure we have another Cyticosaurus. I think a lot of this is actually triples, yeah. So there should be a Cyticosaurus, a Pachyranosaurus. What were the other two? There should be a Monstosaurus and a Parasaurolophus. The first of those two, actually. And then I believe there is also, what is 25 and 31? We also have Pseudoceratops and then Styracosaurus. Ooh, actually, that's a good one, actually. So I think we're going to start with the left 3 and then work our way. I think go here and then here. Saving lag. Okay, so let's begin with Cyticosaurus. Should be Sibiricus. Is 23. Yep. It is Sibiricus. Okay, let's go over to our Cyticos. So, today we're going to be using, for the Cyticos, we're going to be using Wetland, I believe. Yep. That's what I mapped out for this guy. Because this guy likes coastal. That guy can only be in coastal right now, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, so we got Sibiricus. Let's actually get our first batch set ready. Yeah, it's level 1 wood. Oh, we don't have the animals function. So I don't know how many's in there. There's probably 12. I'd assume. Okay. So I might go tropical bamboo just to mix it up. But yeah. Should be a relatively fun episode today, though, because we get to work with there's no temperate garbage, which, if I haven't made it clear already, I hate temperate. It's, but, well, just how it is sometimes. Because I know for them, it had to be temperate because these guys have to be coastal. Also, spoiler for next episode. That's the last. That's Cyticosaurus mongoliensis. That's where they go, or will go. Anyway, okay, let's get started with the Wetland Palette. 100%, 50 meters should be fine. As we do this. So I want to get the palette down first, and I actually can't go up to the fence because it doesn't matter like what's underneath here in this area, but as long as it's wetland down there, we're golden. So if we do this. Voila. Okay, one full-on wetland habitat done and ready to go. And I think I'm actually going to go for We're going to go for a bit bigger brush, actually. We're going to go for bottom left, compared to the front, at least. Go with a bigger pond than last time. We're supposed to be a marsh lover. So, okay. Now we go over to this. And we're going to select mud. Place mud all the way around. So we get like a sort of mucky river. We kind of go fully into the muck of the swamp. So, okay, now we have that. We're gonna go to animal care. We're gonna get a little shelter for them. Put ankle snap on. That's actually where I want the food. I want their house to be over here. I think that's actually just about perfect. Yeah. That's... Okay, we're going to move the whole thing with advanced edit and move it like that. Sadly, there's no, like, front-back rotation just yet, which is kind of sad, but oh well. Then we're actually going to go back to the painter. We're going to go to, like, 5 meters with pebbles. Because it's kind of like substrate, actually. Yeah, there we go. It has some kind of grass texture in between, but that looks good. Okay. Now then. We're gonna have our food over here. And then we're gonna have our termites here with frozen fruit here, 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 and here. Okay. So, for what I want to do, we're going to go with a more... Well, this is just kind of like all foresty. I kind of want to go with a more like designed build here. Because it's probably just going to look better. So I think here, I want to have be more forested, so we're going to make like a foresty forest here. So if we then go down to 15% and 30, that should give us a bit more control to make the forest kind of approach the fencing a bit more. Kind of get it a bit denser here, like I want it. You know, add some density to it, and then never takes away as much as you want. Yeah, sometimes like the tree removal tool, it's like it's not as good as you want it sometimes. That's good enough. Okay, let's go to 100% and 10. Delete anything that's too close to the other side. Okay, we're good there. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to add. Gonna go down 40 meters. 20%. and then add ground cover. You know, add some shrubberies. And we're going to go down to 10% and 20 meters. Kind of build up. A bit more in the corners and edges, like I want. There we go. You know, it's not the most impressive forest I've made. But it's definitely, it's up there. It's the kind of thing I want to go for here. So I think we're going to select all, actually, and then I kind of do want a denser forest, actually. So what we're going to do is kind of build up forest density. There we go. So this should be a deeper forest for our Styracosaurus sibiricus's. Alright, so I believe now we just select all and release all 12 of the boys. There we go.
Now this little fella is a Cyticosaurus. Just like other ceratopsians, Cyticosaurus is a herbivore, but its sharp beak and simple jaws are better suited to tough plant material such as nuts or seed. A word of advice though, be wary of that beak. They're a little nippy.
Yeah. So I think I'm good with this forest. It's, you know, got some density to it. It's nothing absolutely incredible because I'm not going for the like multi-palettes creations I've made before, which can be absolutely gorgeous, but for this park I'm not doing it. Kind of leaning away from it, which is fine. Like, I don't need that for every park. Aha. So it actually will tell me how many there are. That 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, I went with 12. In that. Okay. So I do have the right number, which is good that I have the right number. Again, it's good to know. The 19 was... Ah, I see who we're doing. Okay, next up is actually an interesting one. We are doing an Mosasaurus, but not just any. We're doing Cucpacensis. This is kind of the Arctic one. So we're going to get 12 of these boys, and I believe these were strength 2, 2.5. Yeah, strength 2, 2.5. So yeah, I went with this wooden fence. I'm definitely going to go with it again because it's the fence that works with these guys. Or actually, no, this is what I went with for Lambeosaurus, but it's actually perfect for them too. So yeah, this is actually going to be set in a boreal enclosure because these guys like it cold. So let's get to painting. Boreal. Let's go to like 50 meters. I think we'll be fine. And this time you can actually see the grass color changing. Boreal, wetland, and tropical, in my opinion, are the most different. Specifically from, like, temperate, I'd say. Because temperate, coastal, and scrubland, all three have, like, the same color. As far as I'm concerned, I literally don't see the difference between these three. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I might actually add... Okay, and then actually throw in some rough water, because why not? Interested to see how this will turn out. I think I'll put it right here. And then going with gravel. There we go. Okay. Looks like grass sticking out, but I think this can still work. Okay, so gonna put the okay. I went with that sort of shelter, so we're gonna go with this sort of shelter again. Plonk it down right there. Then we're gonna get feeders. So 1 and 2. And get some fruit going for them as well, because we need fruit. And place some frozen fruit around there. Okay. So I'm gonna go with an idea I've never really used before, which is a sort of central forest. With more grassland-like regions outside of it, so yeah. So I think with this one, we'll have and then I think if I go with select all again and just kind of build that forest up a little bit more, densify it, and make it more foresty. There we go. I think we got more of a thing here. And so then, all I should have to do, select all, release. And there we go. Should be able to wander their new foresty home. Definitely, it's definitely not the best work, but something. You know how it is. Sometimes things just work better or worse. But looking at it, it's actually really is not half bad at all. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this one. Yeah, I think this works. So, we then have our next one, which is going to be 5 Nasuto in tropical. So we're going to be going with a tropical enclosure. Okay. Okay, I see how it is. Let's double check what we got. Going to be going with amber because I don't really like the other two. Amber is definitely the best one. We're going to need strength 2, but minimum is 1 meter. Do I just go for this again? I think I'm just going to go for this again, because I have access to it, so I guess it works. So I want top left for this. We're gonna give them like at least modestly sized lake. Not gonna skimp on them. They do kind of like wetland. Well, I might give them a river too. Just so I can make like the jungle river idea. So we're gonna make tropical grass. So we're gonna begin with the painting process, because it's very important to paint your grass before. Granted, like with the biomes I've used thus far, wetland, boreal, and tropical, I have managed to use like the 3 where it doesn't matter as much, because you can obviously tell when you have the wrong color grass if you're using those palettes, but so here we go. So we're gonna add a kind of deep jungle here. I'm gonna actually, and then have it kind of cut off here. So then we were gonna put their shelter here, and so their shelter, this definitely needs to be right here. Voila. Okay, and then their food, base food, is going to be here. And then in this corner is going to be the enrichment stuff. So like this. Voila. There we go. I think I'm a bit happier with this now. Okay, there we go. So, make sure I get bendy palms out. Be no bendy palms here. Okay, let's add our ground cover to this. Because I sort of want it to be, you know, like a at least semi-dense jungle. There we go. I think I might be about good. Or well. Kind of fill in these dead spaces. Because I want to limit that as much as possible. So, I think we're pretty darn good here. Except for that. Those. That darn tree. Make sure there's no trees actually growing in the plants, which I definitely don't want that. There we go. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I think we should keep this as dense as possible. Take another pass over here. And it should be just the way I want it to be. Where the visibility here Heck, I might even... make this the densest part. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a good, like, incredibly hard to see. Because the intention is definitely to have it be like, it's barely visible. Okay. Once again, I think we are ready.
Wow! Look at the horns on that one. This must be Pseudoceratops, a ceratopsian best identified by its large cow-like features. Much like a rhino or, well, a cow, its horns are sheathed in keratin, the same material that makes up scales, feathers, fingernails, and even hair.
Yeah, so we got our Pseudoceratopses in their tropical stream. And I've done this kind of thing before, but usually with coastal and scrubland. So to see a tropical version is definitely quite the sight. Though the river definitely could be a bit windier. Like I could have started here and maybe go like that. But oh well. This is definitely good enough though. You have like a very tropical region. Then a bit more open area there and some their food here. Yeah, I think that definitely works out well. Up next, I believe, is our next Pachyranosaurus, and I just realized how perfectly I lined this up because I actually remember which one because we've already done one. So we're doing this one because we've already done onyx. Next, we're doing basalt, aka the fluffy Pachyranosaurus. And I believe this guy is getting boreal. Yep. Because screw temperate. And plus, like, it's hard not to do boreal for these guys. I could do boreal temperate, but once again, I'm not mixing and matching here, really. Oh yeah, I decided to go with glass for these guys. Because it actually works. Surprisingly. So let's see. Yeah. That one definitely didn't turn out as good. So this one, we're going to probably stick with pure grass, maybe. but yeah, because I'm definitely not as big into the like entirely reshaping stuff and terraforming. Like I barely do any terraforming, so that would cause issue. So I think this time where's their deal for water? There we go. Paint our gravel shore. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go with their plains region. Forest a bit denser. There we go. Excuse me. Was right in the mic, too. Which is unfortunate, because, so I think this does a good enough job. Okay, I think I'm happy with this now. So let's see. Yep. Definitely looking good for it. Got a decently nice forest going here. Boreal, it's not my least favorite. Like, it's not temperate, but it's nothing incredible though is the thing. Like, I would genuinely rather use just about any other, like, palette, but it's definitely, like, you know, it's probably my second lowest, but with the caveat that, like, Temperate's the only true stinker. It's just, I think this one just, it's not quite where I think it should be personally, but like, it's not inherently bad though. Like, that's the most important distinction I can make. Is it bad? No. Is it amazing? No. It's good, just not as good as I think it can and should be, actually, if anything. But I definitely do feel like it just needs that little bit more, you know? Not sure what that little bit more is per se, but you know, maybe it needs a bit more, like, 'cause I will say though, like, it definitely has color down. Like, having the red plants like these, like, it's amazing having them. Like, the sheer fact that, yes, you have a different color of foliage you can throw in. Like, that alone is definitely where it's the best. It's the best in terms of having some actual colors thrown in, because the red definitely stands out. It's not just like a slightly different color, like I believe Tropical does actually have that, a second color plant, but it had that, right? Tropical. Oh no, it didn't. Where's the yellow ipe? No. Okay, just Temperate has it, but it's in a tree. I don't know why I hit escape there. But yeah, like, Temperate, like, the one good thing is the yellow birches. Those are amazing. I wish they had it for all of them. And I wish that, like, big trees like these, I wish they were taller, because they just always seem a little short for big dinos. But that's just my 2 cents. Okay. Up next is 15. Yeah, I know who this is. Yeah. It's a Pachyranosaurus. And it's the derpy one. Yeah, I'm genuinely not a fan of this. Because the crest, it looks like someone bent it over and just like, someone tried to snap its little crest. It's just sad, you know? Oh gosh. I forgot to double check what fence it means. Oh, 1 meter 1. Okay. I might just throw it to this. Kind of matched with what the iguanodon has. But yeah, this one, this poor dino, like, because I think the other parasaurs, yeah, it's also literally the only parasaur that doesn't like coastal, which is also a downside in my opinion. Like, you don't like coastal? Well, I don't like you then. But, yeah. We do get to use wetland again. It's the... There was 2 wetlands and 2 boreals today. It's actually impressive. Only 1 tropical, though. Minor spoiler, but Styracosaurus does not go tropical. And I will say also, a thing I hope they work on in the future is, I think, I know like they've already got some designs in there, and I don't want to invalidate the work that has been done. Like, I want to preface this with, I do like what they've created, and like the creators of Prehistoric Kingdom, they've definitely done a lot of amazing work with the animals and, you know, trying to make them, like, actually work. But, yeah, I definitely feel like there's just that little bit more that can be done with some of the stuff, you know? Like, we're going to make another delta, actually. So, and for reference, I've actually made a delta before, but I'm going to do it again with this guy. Because I think it's going to turn out for the best. And, you know, just because I don't like Cerdo paras, doesn't mean I can't... So we got our Ceratoparas we're going to put here. Which I just don't like them. But even though I don't, I'll still give them a nice enough enclosure in place. For reference, like I was doing a park literally last night of, as of the day I'm recording this, and I ended up, for my Acrocanthosauruses, I ended up creating a hole on, like, river delta in a pretty big enclosure, actually. I'm definitely happy with how that turned out, especially with the, because that one was actually, like, mixing and matching the biome palettes. So I think I had, like, muddy river banks, but then, like, tropical grass and then there was like a mix of like tropical, wetland, and coastal foliage, but the foliage in the water was exclusively wetland. So even though it's like, yeah, there's, you know, there's plants in the water, it's only wetland plants, because that makes sense, you know? And, yeah. I might do a park tour in that. I don't know. As I'm recording this, this may have already been recorded and put out first. I don't know. But as I'm recording this, I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, and I haven't done one yet. So if it's already out, you're probably laughing at me. But yeah, that's just the thing with recording videos in a weird order. And putting videos you record first out later. But I think this is probably going to come out first because it's part 2 of something we've already started. So yeah. I say we as in, like, you know, you the viewer is like a part of this. So yeah. So the shelter. Okay, this is where things get interesting. So I'm going to put the shelter here. Just gonna have one of these like that. Set it like there. And then we get food as plant. And then fruit. I wish you could set like the stuff here, like what it uses, and feeds them. There we go. I'm tempted to just kind of go lazy and just do forest all around, but going to try and avoid the urge to, and go for more like a part forested, like maybe, I don't know, like this half is forested, so but then the other half isn't. You know? Kinda need to add some density to the forest, but I think this might actually have worked decently. It's nothing incredible, but this is Parasaurolophus Certo. So I'm not too like invested in this one per se. It's like I'm fine with this looking not as great. Yeah, that's good enough. There we are. I'm actually curious. Did the guest bug too? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me if they were. Anyway, time for the exhibit. I'm probably going to spend the most time on and plant the most stuff in. Because of course I will. Because, I think y'all know what this one might be. So, let's go to Styracosaurus. And I think, yeah, earlier I was actually going to talk about this. But, one thing I think they do need to do for this game, and this is, like, more of a nitpick than anything, but I do think, especially for the ceratopsids, they could work on I think they need to work on the frills more. Like, this one, it's not much difference between the frills, you know? It's darker, you know, there's the bright spots, but I think in the horns, you know, they aren't as colorful, but I think I want this to be more prominent, you know, a more prominent change. Like, have this be lighter as well, perhaps, and have, you know, some color in there. This one, personally, I'm not a fan of the color palette, but I think, you know, the colors could be a bit brighter. Maybe change up the horns to have a bit of that orange as well. Make the purple a little deeper. This one, you know, make a more vibrant green. Go for, you know, more bright green and some bluish green as well. But anyway, we're gonna get our good old Styracosaurus, and I forgot to double check for the deals. Strength 3, 2.5. Okay. We can go with the bamboo, which, I mean, wouldn't be bad. It actually matches that one, so I think I will go for bamboo style. Because that, we are going tropical, but, or not tropical, we're going straight up coastal here. But, yeah. But I think my next park, I think I definitely want to do like a, definitely go for more mix and match all the biomes animal likes, you know. Meanwhile, I need to make sure I place the water where I want it to be, which is right here. Not going to give him too big a pool. It's going to be a small one. I can aim for that, actually. And then, you know, I'm actually going to clear it all. Smooth the terrain. Go back to calm water. Just a little pond. But then we go over to the coastal. Go to 100%. 40 meters. Okay, so then go all the way to the 100 meters. That should have dealt with all the grass. Yep. Okay. Now my grass is the kind I would like it to be. There we go. There we are. There we are. You know what? Screw it, I'm not happy with this. There we go. That's much more visible. Yeah. Okay. So we got our base enclosure. We got our terrain. Now, I just need the shelter we're going to use. Yeah, I haven't done shelter in the top right yet for this. Put it right there. I think that's a great spot for it. And then, oh yeah. And I actually first should probably put in my flat feeder as well as my ice blocks. Okay, now plant time. Where we just go crazy with it. And then actually what we're going to do is have a more sparse section here. So we're just going to put ferns everywhere. Because of course I am. It's for my Styracosaurus. Of course I want ferns everywhere. Oh yes. Oh yes. keep the forest as dense as possible. Much as I can. So here's the final pass. Make sure I don't have any plants where I don't want them. There we go. Aw, it's so gorgeous. Let's go, boys.
With a head like that, we must be looking at Styracosaurus. The fossil record shows a bone bed of what was assumed to be a herd of these animals. But from what I've found, they're far more antisocial than expected. Perhaps a result of modern climatic conditions or irregularities in the genome. I'll leave that up for you to decide.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely... I think Styracosaurus is one of my... it's one of my favorite dinosaurs that's in the game. Like, not necessarily favorite in the... Like, actual favorite, maybe, but it's definitely one of the my personal favorites that's like, hey, I'm in the game. But it's definitely up there. But, yeah. I mean, look at them going. Oh. Just looking through the forest. Yeah, this... I think I'm gonna get a picture of this guy. Oh. Oh, dang it, he's moving. I think I'm have a good picture here in a moment of him. There we go. Got it. Yeah, that's the opening picture. But yeah, that's definitely happy with this. It always makes me so happy to use coastal, and this is the first time I've used coastal in this, actually. I think this is actually the first Let's Build project, so yeah, this is the first time I've used coastal. But yeah, I go crazy with ferns. I just can't help it, you know? Like, it looks so good. Coastal, like, it's definitely the palette I least expected to absolutely adore, but I do. It's just So good. But anyway, without further ado, I think this has been good enough of an episode. So I guess I can just leave it there. So join me next time as we move forward to the next part. We got another row to go. So that will definitely be something. And I believe, we just double check. We should be getting the last Cyticosaurus species as well as the last Pachyranosaurus species. We're also going to be getting the second Edmontosaurus and Parasaurolophus species, though technically it's actually Coronosaurus for the paras, but that's just how it is. And I believe, yes, we have the mammoth and woolly rhino coming next time as well. So anyway, see y'all next time. Halo Zoo out.